Hello everyone. Besides COVID-19, one of the hottest topic around is cryptocurrency.
Welcome to the world. Bitcoin festival ever happened in the history with world-class top speaker.
And we believe that Bitcoin is the best financial instrument to store your wealth against inflation and capture the value of your hard work so that it won't leak.
So the very good ideology about decentralized, one perfect example that would be Bitcoin. No governments in the world can manage it. It's 100% decentralized to every common man across the planet.
Bitcoin is deemed property by the IRS, and most countries deem it as property, which makes it an asset, not a currency. And the strongest currency is the dollar, and the strongest asset is Bitcoin.
It's not what I want or you want, it's what the institutions want. Institutions that are just stepping in or considering getting involved in allocating to crypto want one thing, Bitcoin. We're not going to print $2 trillion worth of paper. That currency is going to be digital.
So here's stocks. The government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want to. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff, is I don't like the Fed.
Hello, I'm Dr. Asher Idan, Bitcoin Academy lead professor. I will teach you how to know exactly when to buy Bitcoin and what the Bitcoin and the other crypto are going to do in the coming months.
Biggest gathering of Bitcoin enthusiasts coming together to create an extraordinary movement.
The Global Bitcoin Festival in this October. And this is a gathering of industrial experts and enthusiastic, passionate Bitcoin community. It is a movement. This movement aims to update, to promote, to educate the adoption of Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to join this movement. Yeah, sign up for the link below for this movement, the Global Bitcoin Festival. And I'll see you there. Hello there, hello Friday, welcome back. I have been looking for you since Monday. Today I'm happy that I found Friday. He has been hiding at the end of the week this whole time. Wow. Today Bitcoin is 60,000. In fact, $2 short of 60,000, 59998. Yeah, that is the last price today. So it's just $2 close of $60,000. Last Friday, Bitcoin trade at 53,000. It has gone up roughly 10% this week. If you put your money in a fixed deposit bank with the current interest rate of 0.5% per year, it will take you 20 years to make 10%. Bitcoin bull run is coming. Don't miss Bitcoin bull run is our message today. My name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This is streamed live on Facebook, on YouTube. We are making videos on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investing. So if this is a topic that you're interested in and want to learn more about, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give a thumbs up, and also click on the notification bell. Cling, so that whenever we put a video, you are the first to know. I'm very delighted to bring my friend Dr. Clement Chan to the program. He's an authority in financial investing and also a well-known teacher to many thousands and thousands of students all over the world in the art of wealth creation. Welcome, Dr. Clement.
Wow, Richard, thank God it's Friday. And thank God we are just a whisker away from breaking 60,000, of which we're going to move on to break the all-time high, which was 64,000. So we are really nerve-wracking right now. So close to the perfect plan that we laid out. Richard, we started this program like in June, and right now we're in the month of October. We have been so committed to the community, and because of your leadership, the community has seen we came from the valley of death as 28,000, right now 60,000.
Wow. As of today, Bitcoin is trading just $2 short of 60,000. A week ago, it's only 53,000. We are at a bull run. So our message today, and we are going to discuss today, is don't miss the Bitcoin bull run. So Dr. Clement, let's start off with three most powerful countries in the world, which is China, US, and Russia. Now, we all know China banned Bitcoin and crypto. US Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says that US didn't have the plan to ban crypto. So what's Russia's stand? Putin yesterday came out with a comment that says recently, right? So my question to you is, Dr. Clement, what do you make out of the recent Putin's comment?
Wow, Richard, this is a great start to the Friday's question. And, you know, we started off our very teaching on the foundation of Bitcoin. What exactly is Bitcoin? And if all of you remember, we have given you a very powerful slogan. How we always ended our love letter, we go writing this note, P.S. I love you, right? So the P and the S stands for what? It is looking at as a payment tool to buy goods and services out there on planet Earth. The S stands for what? It is a store value. And right now, President Putin kind of put it out a very interesting conversation into the discourse. And that is, he has confirmed that the S part of the Bitcoin, and that is, it has the store value, all right? And in fact, the committee is kind of challenging him, hey, President Putin, why don't you trade oil using Bitcoin so that you can bypass the US dollar? But he said it as a matter of fact that may not be ready for trading oil. I think this is really fair. But what really drives home the point is that Richard, you brought up the three musketeers out there, and that's we have China, we have US, we have Russia. And of which China has surrendered herself out of whatever reasons, all right? So she's totally out of the game and kind of 100% decoupled from Bitcoin. And that's the reason why we need to look back at the chart here. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all you villagers out there, okay? We have gone through the 100% decoupling of China. And how do we know that? Here we go. We started from this major drop at 55,000. And back then, it started with China going after miners and then going after exchanges, all kinds of nonsense that coming out of China. And this precipitated the drop back then from 55,000, boom, all the way to 28,000. And then we kind of go through the recovery. Miners start to move out of US, move out of China into US, and bam, we are back to the 55,000 range. So this point number one, we have 100% decoupled China from all things related to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Congratulations, we kind of defeated China. The power is back into the hands of the people. The second point I want to bring up is that today, we are really at a whisker away. Bam! And this whisker is really humongous. Just as what Richard has shared with us, we are just $2 away from touching $60,000. Now, what is the significance of that? Here we go. The nearest high closest to 60,000 is right here. And the all-time high is 64,000, which is right here. So my friends, today we are circling right here. The eagle is circling right here. We've broken the nearest high. And right now, everybody, we shall aim for the all-time high 64,000. This is currently right now on track to break the all-time high. That's point number two. And point number three, where do we stand among the three countries that kind of Richard wants us to throw the spotlight on? And the greatest news that's coming out today, the whole entire spotlight for Bitcoin right now is on United States of America. And that's the reason why for you guys following part of this movement with us, good news. Today we got a major announcement coming up. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clement. Thank you, Dr. Clement. Now, over the COVID, I must confess, I also spend some time watching television. I've been watching some Indian movie. Yeah, not only just Korean movie, but I watch Indian movie. So yesterday there's a news article that some people in India had to sell their family gold because so as to survive the COVID-19 cash problem. Whether it's personal and also in business, they got to forced to sell gold. Now we all know that India, they have a lot of gold, right? Everybody want to buy gold for everything from dowry to just keep at home and all these other things, right? So some of them bought their gold 10, 20 years ago and must sell right now because of the COVID-19 challenge. Now, question to you, Dr. Clement, is this: what if instead of buying gold, they have bought Bitcoin? What will be the scenario? What will be the different scenario if they have bought Bitcoin instead of gold?
Wow, this is a really heart-wrenching for those of you out there who went on the traditional belief that, gold will kind of hatch you through the good times and the bad times. And that's the reason why it is really painstaking for us to read this piece of article. Number one, the fact that people are really pushed to their ages right now to sell gold means that we are really in dire straits situation, especially our friends there in India. And our heart goes out to them, all right? Meaning to say, times are really, really tough for them if they are forced to sell gold. So 3 things to think about from this article, and that is this. We are very used to the idea of pawning away something that's valuable to tide us through the time. And then once we recover, we go back and buy back the pawn that we put out. So pawning is very common. But the moment you can't even think about pawning away, you need to realize the full value of a gold means that, COVID-19 Delta variant has hit the poorer countries really hard. So point number 1, vaccines are not for everyone. Vaccination is designed for the rich, not for the poor. Unfortunately, this is a reality right now as it stands as we battle COVID-19 globally. So number 2, if it's not for the poor, it's for the rich, then how can the poor ever have a chance to reset their history and go out above and to be able to compete together with the rich? And that's the reason why Richard and myself, we are so passionate about this topic. And the backdrop of it all is we didn't start off episode number 1 when Bitcoin is at the all-time high. We started at the all-time low. At 30,000, we went through 28,000 with all of you. Because we already seen it back then that, hey, that was the Red Sea period. We got to kind of invite Moses to open up the Red Sea. And here we go. We are right now at 60,000. And we went through that whole jargon of worst of the worst of the Red Sea, right now rising up to the blue ocean. What does that mean? It has proven in a very, very short period of time that right now Bitcoin is the transformational wealth for those who are poor to have a chance to be rich, and thereby leading to my point number 3. And I think this is really, really a powerful article that I want to kind of shout out to everybody right here. It is doing a direct comparison of Bitcoin versus selected indices and assets. All right. So what do we have right over here? Here we go. We have gold, which is only kind of producing, oh my gosh, is producing at negative 5.7% return. So let me kind of dive in right here so that you can see exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this red box here. One more time. I'm looking at this red box here. And oops, kind of confused with my buttons. So look over here. They are only doing like 5.7 negative return 1 year. But where is Bitcoin today? 421.7% return over 1 year. Over 10 years, CAGR 174%. So even if you compare against like S&P, NASDAQ, and other assets class, Bitcoin has beaten them totally flat out. And that's the reason why, we go back to this article, painstaking article right here, if they were able to take on the decision correctly. So yes, the previous episode that we did it on Wednesday, Richard really challenged us. If you were to own $100 and you went in the year 2011 to buy Bitcoin, how many Bitcoins would you have owned? And the answer is very clear. Back then, Bitcoin is only trading at $1. You would have owned 100 Bitcoins 10 years ago. We're not talking even about my father's time or my grandfather's time or my great-grandfather's time. We are just talking about 10 years ago. So if we say 10 years ago, we have $100, we own 100 Bitcoins, and then we come back today right here. What will happen to our 100 Bitcoins? Ladies and gentlemen, today you'll be looking sweetly in the screen approximately, holy moly, let me get this right, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's 60,000 right now, one coin. Add 2 more zero. Aha! And after you add 2 more zero, you kind of put a comma right here, and you put a comma right there. My friends, you'll be standing and sitting and jumping on $6 million worth of assets for $100 that you put in 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, Richard, back to you.
Thank you. Now, Dr. Clement, I want to just kind of share with you and the audience here that I think 1-2 years ago, I kind of buy Bitcoin to give it as a gift to my grandchildren birthday, right? So instead of buying them toys, I used to buy them toys. I used to buy them those play thing, you know, but now they have grown up. So I want to buy them like 10 grams of gold. Is it 10 grand? I can't remember how many grand. A couple of grams of gold. And
100 gram, the standard 100 gram, 929.
Yeah, gold. So actually, there's a shop in Plaza Singapura. There's a shop in Plaza. Yeah, the shop in Plaza Singapura. So me and my wife will go there, you know, whenever the grandchildren birthday to buy gold, right? Small bar of gold and give it to them as their birthday. So one shop selling gold, the other shop, another shop, they buy gold. So when you look at the price, when you buy gold at $1,000, you can only sell it at $600. Actually,
yes.
I was kind of shocked. I said, oh, if I buy this gold for my grandchildren, at that time I haven't buy any Bitcoin. So I spent $1,000 buying a gold for my grandchildren. But I go to the next shop, you know, they say, we'll take your gold for $600. So this is what the Indian family probably are facing. The Indian family that has a challenge, they bought gold and then now they want to sell. They actually sell it beside the appreciation by a few percent. They actually going to sell it at 30-40% cheaper for someone to take it back. Yeah. Yes. So like you say, if they have bought $100 and now it's 6 million, you know, the family will have been doing very, very well. So now let's come to another article. Yeah, now we are talking about a bigger family, Tesla. Now, Tesla bought, there's an article that says Tesla made $1 billion because they bought Bitcoin. So they are making more money from the from the investment in Bitcoin than gold. So what do you think? How does it relate to our ordinary investor?
Oh, yes, we got to bring out 2 super mega stars on planet Earth, all right? So the first guy I'm going to bring out is, for those of you in globally, you know our Bollywood star, Amitabh Bachchan. Wow. This is really like a folk hero. I mean, between Chinese Kung Fu and Indian movie, their stunts are 100 times more powerful than the Chinese Kung Fu movie, all right? So Amitabh Bachchan is really a local folk hero in India. And, you know, he has this practice every Sunday in the evening. Hundreds of people will line up outside his house, just waiting for him to step outside, wave his hand, and just do this gesture. And they're just very happy already. Every week, this is a tradition. Now, how do I know about it? Because we are close friends with the daughter-in-law, which happens to be the most beautiful woman on planet Earth, and that's none other than Aishwarya Rai. So this is the family, the daughter-in-law, the Amitabh Bachchan and the son, and you know, they are pitching to the community right now. They've seen the problem. Why don't we go and buy Bitcoin just like Grandpa Richard, buy Bitcoin for your children, grandchildren, and give it as a gift that will completely transform your families, right? So he's coming out as the hero in India, preaching this folklore. Right now, it's no longer a folklore. Right now, it's a factual information by Bitcoin. Then we compare with the second hero on planet Earth, kind of in the Twitter sphere. This is Elon Musk. He went to pump, but he did not dump. So the Bitcoin that he bought right now is sitting on $1 billion worth of profit today. Now, he's a very shrewd businessman, but what has he done to contribute to this movement? Let me tell you guys, this is really, really big. And I think I shared it in previous videos that step one, the moment he caught the idea, he announced that Tesla will accept Bitcoin as a form of payment to buy Tesla. So that's the good thing that he did. Number two, he went on to announce that the company bought Bitcoin, kind of like a hedge. And then he sold part of it to kind of test the financial asset. Oh, can we really actually realize it and realize it in our financial books because Tesla is a public listed company? Step three, finally, under the I suspect the pressure of the Chinese, he has to step out and denounce Bitcoin. And right now, Tesla no longer is accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. But he remains very, very actively engaged with the community, challenging everyone to think about a single problem. How can you make mining Bitcoin 50% or more efficient? And if the community can prove to him, he give himself an outlet, I'll be back one day to accept Bitcoin all over again. So right now we are kind of waiting for that tweet to come, and each tweet by Elon Musk on Bitcoin will cause a $10,000 movement in one day candle. And that's how powerful this man is. So both of them, they have their fair share of contribution to the community. Amitabh Bachchan, to every Indian out there, he's a hero. For Elon Musk, to every Twitter fans out there, he's a hero. And you know what? Both of them are speaking on the same tune. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you so much. Now, before I go to ask Dr. Clement for the next question and for his wisdom, I'd like to make an announcement. Yeah, Julia, can you just post that announcement for me? Yes. Now, this is a very important announcement. Do not send crypto over the social media because for obvious reason, there are a lot of scammers out there that use Dr. Clement's photo and my photo, right? And ask to send crypto privately, to ask to send Bitcoin privately to them. You know, there's so many scams out there, but you can be very sure that Success Resources, Dr. Clement and myself will never ask you to send crypto to us, okay, or Bitcoin to us. So when you see this, just ignore them, okay? Thank you.
Yes, I want to chip in here, Richard, if you don't mind. And this is the part where, you know, once we start speaking about Bitcoin, there are many scammers out there targeting our Facebook pages and profiles. Now, they are even quite sophisticated. They replicated my face and post under the comment section of each of our posts, pretending to be me. So I tell you guys, if you look for my Facebook page, you will see a verified blue tick. You know it's not from us. And since last year, we've been giving away Bitcoin, not receiving Bitcoin. We have been giving Bitcoins every single month away, and we'll never ask you to give us Bitcoin. We don't need to do that, all right? So you got to know Success Resources, Richard, and myself will never ask you for Bitcoin. In fact, we want to bless you with the wisdom to owning Bitcoin. So please be aware there are scammers out there targeting our pages because right now we kind of instrumental in the Bitcoin movement already. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clement. So that is also Dr. Clement and myself will never ask you for Bitcoin. So be aware. Now, we are all very passionate about Bitcoin because we believe that Bitcoin is an amazing financial instrument that can help you create wealth, not only for yourself, but preserve the wealth and multiply your wealth, right, for your generation to come. And that's the reason we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival. So it is a gathering of industrial experts and also Bitcoin, passionate Bitcoin holder, and as a movement, okay, and also all the enthusiastic committee of Bitcoin holder to update, to promote education adoption of Bitcoin. And we are organizing this Global Bitcoin Festival this October. And there's a link below for any one of you who have not signed up for the Global Bitcoin Festival. Please do sign up now. And most important, for you to support us by informing or passing this message around to everybody that you know to come for the Global Bitcoin Festival. Now, Global Bitcoin Festival is free to attend. So, we want to do this to educate the people and to promote the movement for the adoption of Bitcoin. Now, Dr. Clement, I have to bring up this guy again. I know that in a few episodes we brought him out again. There's none other than the CEO of one of the most largest financial institution in the world, right? The CEO of JP Morgan, Jimmy Dimon. Now, again, just 2 or 3 days ago, again at the Institute of International Finance Conference, he said again that he maintained that he see no value in Bitcoin, but he added even though Bitcoin can hit 400,000. He said there's no value in Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin can hit 400,000. Now, my question to you is this: why would somebody say that? And then even ordinary people, there are many ordinary people, investor and ordinary citizen out, in the world today that also have this kind of attitude. Like, for example, vaccine. We know that vaccine can help, but we still do not want to take vaccine. So what is your comment on people like that?
And this is a really kind of a very brilliantly twisted question. You know, Richard, you use vaccine as an example. Everybody know that, medicine is good for us, but some people just refuse to take medicine. And why is this happening? All right, so let's dive into understanding the kind of a brain thinking processes that goes through in a JP Morgan's Demon. Now, his name kind of called between Demon and Diamond, and I think we call it any further would be Demon, D-E-M-O-N already. All right, why would you, as the boss of JP Morgan, call Bitcoin worthless, and yet you created instruments for your customers to invest in it? Kind of baffled everybody, not just on Wall Street. It's also spoken up on the CNBC. Everybody is kind of looking at this guy. Are you trying to be funny? So I think there are 3 things to look out for behind this brilliant man mind. And we have to acknowledge the fact that he's very brilliant, all right? Or else JP Morgan cannot be one of the leading financial institutions on Wall Street. So let's check this out. So here we go. The golden statement from him: I personally think that Bitcoin is worthless. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. Now, I think this is the number 1 hint, because he doesn't own it in the first place. He has not tasted the joy of owning Bitcoin. He has not seen Bitcoin helping other people. He's been hanging out too much with the richest of the rich. He has lost his ground at the grassroots level. He does not know Bitcoin transforms ordinary people to become extraordinary. He doesn't feel the impact Bitcoin gives power to the people, because his social network of friends are only the richest guys out there. He is lost touch completely with the ground. Point number 1. That's the reason why he said that I don't care. It makes no difference to me, because all he hang out with are the richest people on the earth. Then we go on kind of going down right here. He has even acknowledged that Bitcoin will hit 400,000, right? So said by him and his team, because he's surrounded by experts, right? And he said that, holy go moly, no matter what anyone in the room thinks, nor what any libertarian thinks, nor what anyone thinks about it, the governments, going to regulate it. Now, this he's spot on. Yes, governments are going to regulate it, which give it even more legitimacy, which confirm the fact that because of regulation, you know what? This is free marketing campaign overnight for Bitcoin. No longer is hidden in the underground, no longer is in the Silky Road, and no longer is use it for arms deal or drugs or anything illicit. Right now it's out in the open. My friends, this is a major tipping point statement because he has made it clear everybody right now will know about it because government will regulate it. Congratulations. That is free marketing for us. And then we kind of go down right over here. And he said this, infamous Bitcoin fraud rant in 2017. The asset has put forth exponential gains, adding over 2,000% in value since he made that crazy Bitcoin fraud rant in 2017, all right? So what can we infer from a message like this? We are looking at the same information, my friends. You're listening to Richard, you're listening to Clement, you're listening to JP Morgan Demon, you're listening to everyone out there. Same information, but different interpretation. And the summary of this, all of us need wisdom. Wisdom to decide what is in my best interest. What station of life am I at right now? Do I want to participate and look to the future, something that can be so transformational that it can elevate my life, my family's life, and my generational life? That is wisdom. So I hope, all the past episodes that, Richard has kind of grilled me really, really hard. And I hope you guys have extracted part of the wisdom or 100% of the wisdom, and that will sail you onward and upward so that statements like by guys like Demon will no longer hold water anymore. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you so much, Dr. Clement. Of course, there are other CEO that felt differently, and also billionaires are choosing Bitcoin. Now, institutions are very bullish with Bitcoin, and that is the latest report we have right now, and it's expecting a bull run this season. Now, question to you is this: how can ordinary investor not miss this bull run?
Wow, Richard, this one is right now we are really closing in to a very small window of opportunity. In fact, I was just sharing about this last night with my bunch of students, and we kind of spot out the window of opportunity right now lies right here. Here we go. It's so small right now, right? So I'm going to kind of draw it out in front of everybody so that you guys really capture the points and you don't miss it. Once you miss it, it's gone already, okay? So here we go. First of all, we establish a really important line. And the line is the all-time high line. And we're going to round it up to 65,000, all right? So let's draw this line right here first. And then we're going to draw a second line. Where are we today? So today we are at 60,000. We draw a line right here, all right? So I'm going to highlight to all of our viewers right now, the window of opportunity left for you is exactly right here. This is your range right now, between the 60 to 65,000. That's it. And this window, each and every passing day, will kind of close up. We'll kind of close up because you keep squeezing it. And it is a matter of hours to a matter of days. This window will no longer be around anymore. What do I mean by that? Because on Monday, we're going to have the first Bitcoin futures ETF announcement. And looks like SEC is going to give its explicit approval. So there you go. I drawn a red box. That is your final opportunity. And you miss that, you cannot tell your grandchildren or your children or your friends or your villagers that I was there before it hit an all-time high. Because that is the kind of story you want to share out right now. And so, my friends, you literally have only $5,000 of Bitcoin more to go. 60 to 65, and bam, it's gone. So Why are we talking about this? Because very clearly, institutional investors are going to flood the market right now. At the moment, green light goes on. We are talking about 1 billion or 2 billion. We are talking about a few hundred billions of inflow of money from institutions who are all waiting at the sidelines to place their bets. The money will flood in because the floodgate has opened. That is this Monday. So I can tell you it's a very, very scary time because you will feel very compressed between today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You got 3 more days to go, and that's it. But let's say, right after that, Bitcoin kind of shot up to the all-time high. Is this the best time for you to invest into Bitcoin? And that's the reason why Richard and myself, we want to invite you guys to kind of join us at the Global Bitcoin Festival. And that's happening at the end of October. The timing is really spot on. We've been talking, we really saw this vision back then in June when we started doing our first episode of the YouTube. It is so clear to us, October, November, December, that is the major Santa Claus rally for Bitcoin spiking to the moon. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clement. So community like this is very important, where we stay together and encourage each other. Now, if you stay out of the community, and many times you can be distracted to do many other things. That's the reason why we are organizing this Global Bitcoin Festival. And this Global Bitcoin Festival is a community of passionate Bitcoin holder to encourage each other, to adopt Bitcoin and to own Bitcoin and to use this as an instrument to create wealth. So if any one of you have not signed up, there's a link right there so that you can sign up, or you can, and also encourage all your friends to sign up right now for the Global Bitcoin Festival. So Dr. Clement, any last wisdom for everybody out there on the Global Bitcoin Festival?
Oh, yes. This is really, really important. First of all, I want to bring out this article. Me and Richard, we have been talking about this since June, July, August, September, October. Right now, it is coming to pass. And here we go. Bitcoin spikes after Bloomberg reports that SEC won't block the futures ETF. So this is the month of October. It is all about Bitcoin futures ETF. And the moment we step into the month of November, we are talking about Bitcoin spot ETF. So there's a big distinction between these two ETF. And where are we? We are sitting in the middle of the two approval dates. So let me let me show you this really, really important website, Global Bitcoin Festival, and look at the magical date. The date is dated on 28 and 29 of October. This is the magical date. We are right now exactly counting down 13 days from the big event, all right? And we are right smack between the two clusters of approval. So right now on Monday, Bitcoin futures ETF, and right after the Global Bitcoin Festival will be the Bitcoin spot ETF. And we are in the middle. So why is it so important you come in right in the middle of it all? To get clarity. You need clarity. And you can only get clarity from those who really put money down on the table, not from some theories, from some concept, not from some bullshitters out there talk nonstop about Bitcoin, but they don't own a single one, all right? So let me show you who are the real players right here. Here we go. These are all the key players right now. And this guy owns more than 100,000 Bitcoin. He will be kind of leading the pack, telling us why he got his own personal wealth, how he used every single cash in his company to buy Bitcoin. So it's transformational. And then we have Mr. Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, and he's a really famous hedge fund manager, right? Very proven, successful hedge fund manager. And he's also allocating his wealth into Bitcoin. Then, of course, we have Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. He has influenced like 2 generational readers of his book. And guess what? He's telling you the ultimate debt right now. The ultimate debt will be Bitcoin, okay? And of course, we have Professor Escher, and he also giving you right from the academia. He's also influencing every journal articles out there. So, we kind of line up all these guys right here, right smack in the two clusters of the Bitcoin ETF approval. And this is definitely an event you cannot miss. But don't just come alone. If you come alone, you're wasting your time. I want to let you know about this. You must always come with a group of core friends that is going to ride through this together with you. And we're going to have different groups of core friends throughout this Global Bitcoin Festival. And together, we form this word called community. So our Global Bitcoin Festival community is led by none other than Richard and Success Resources. And you know what? This is really transformational. I hope to see you there at the event. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Clement. Now, Dr. Clement, we have one more question for you regarding whether Bitcoin price will go up after 60 or not. But before I ask you this question, now we want to acknowledge our supporter, strategic partners, which help us in this Global Bitcoin Festival, Gemini Exchange. Yeah, they are going to inform all their customer about this program. Of course, MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, and a Big Boy Crypto, which has more than 1 million followers behind him, Brian. Then Liquid.com, another exchange, brilliant exchange that they are going to inform their customer and their contact about the Global Bitcoin Festival, Fullerton Marketing, and of course, Spiking. Now, Dr. Clement, Bitcoin has now hit 60,000, and very soon it will hit all-time high. Now, according to Plan B, in October, Bitcoin price will hit 68,000. So it's beyond the all-time high. And then November, it will go to 98,000. Sorry. Now, according to Plan B, in October, you hit 63,000. November, 98. And end of December, 135. And in the past, right? In the past, we always see, because Bitcoin is very volatile. When we hit the 64,000 in the last all-time high, it actually came down. So question for you is this, that when it hit the all-time high, yeah, and before it go up to, first of all, the question is, will it follow Plan B? Opinion, will Plan B model come through that it will go up to 98 and 135?
Yes, it will follow Plan B.
So now we all know that Bitcoin are very volatile. When it hit 65, it will, according to the historical movement of Bitcoin, it actually will go down, right? So what is your advice? Should someone like be prepared to sell at 65 and then buy again low to go up, or hold, right, for it to go up? Or will it also go up, or just this is 65 is the highest? So what is your thought on this few questions, which all our viewers are so anxious to hear your thought on this before we let you go for your weekend?
So I spent about 1 hour last night, really guiding my students on the very, very specific steps and the nuance behind it. I think for today's YouTube show, we don't have the luxury of time, but I'll highlight to you the key salient points, and then it's for you guys to watch out for it. Now, it really depends on what is the number of Bitcoins that you own today. All right. So for us, we own really quite a significant amount because our average price is about $8,000. Right now, if you look at 50,000, most of you probably own it in decimal places, probably like 0.1 or 0.001 and so on. Now, if you are owning just one Bitcoin, all right, so depends also on your entry price. Some of you probably entered at 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. I don't think you entered anything below that, all right? Now, this is the moment in time, 3 things that you must take note of, but I can't really dive into the details because we have a really limited time. Number 1, make sure that the crypto exchange that you use, they have a stop limit order. Very, very important. because this is a 24 hours market. You cannot be physically sitting there watching the guy go up and down. You'll be exhausted. You will be hit with fatigue. And then once you are fatigued, you're going to make very bad decisions. So you need to use powerful tools like a stop limit order to kind of automate the process. Number two, why do you need a stop limit order? Because some of you are just not designed to really handle pain. Now, I'm trained by the military. We are used to handling pain. And you know, your pain tolerance, everyone is different. Some of you hit scale of 1, you already surrender. Some of us, we can push to a scale of 10. We say, give me more pain. We enjoy more pain, right? So pain tolerance is really a test of your journey, and everyone is different. So that's the reason why for my core group of Bitcoin friends, their pain tolerance is like not at a scale of 10, it's a scale of 1,000. They don't care thunder, lightning, or rain. They will just keep buying Bitcoin. Good example of that, Michael Saylor. How to learn from him? Come to Global Bitcoin Festival, right? His pain tolerance is like probably at 100,000. He doesn't care. But how about you? I believe you have your training is not at the level yet, all right? So that's the reason why once it hits the all-time high point number 2, many people will be taking chips off the table. And once they take the chips off the table, they start to sell. It may create kind of a ripple effect. So you will never ever see a linear line. So right now I'm going to bring out to all of us to learn this very important lesson. I'm going to just come to this year, 14th of April. We're going to learn something from this so everybody can kind of benefit. 14th of April, which is exactly this candle here, right? So let me just organize my chart right here, okay? Here we go. So I'm showing you right now exactly 14th of April. And leading to this date, you know, everybody is just kind of waiting for the first time ever a crypto-related company goes public listed. And what is the significance of this date? This is the day of the Coinbase IPO, right? You can see everybody's just building up. But the problem is this, I've drawn my red arrow 100% wrong. Red arrow will never go like linear line. It doesn't go like boom, one straight line. No, that's the reality. It goes through something like this. It can go up, boom, go down. Then it can go up, boom, go down. Go up, boom, go down. So it is not ever in a straight line. Point number 3, if you cannot handle this, then you already know your pain tolerance is not high, which I highlighted into you in point number 2. And guess what happened after 14th of April? You can go and kind of play this out yourself. It starts to drop. So after euphoria high, it starts to drop. And the recent months is just bad news after bad news after bad news that on this date, this little candle here, Richard and myself decided to come together and say, you know, Richard took the initiative. You know, he said, Clement, we got to do something for the community. All right. I think everybody is suicidal right now. Are you willing to come on my show and give them clarity what they should do to navigate through this Red Sea? I say, okay, we got to call Moses to open up the Red Sea. All right. I say, okay, let's stick through the community, right? So we went through this whole period. And that is fallen off on the day of the Coinbase IPO. Bum, 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 bum. And we are still below the all-time high of 64,000, which is 14th of April. So point number 3, you can't handle this, then jolly well put on your stop limit. And if you say, teacher, I don't want to put on stop limit, perfectly fine. Then you got to hang out with the best or you die like the rest. That's the reason why we are organizing the Global Bitcoin Festival. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you so much. So there you go from Dr. Clement Chan. And weekend is tomorrow. So enjoy your day today and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Thank you so much. Hello everyone. Besides COVID-19, one of the hottest topic around is cryptocurrency.
Welcome to the world. Bitcoin festival ever happened in the history with world-class top speaker.
And we believe that Bitcoin is the best financial instrument to store your wealth against inflation and capture the value of your hard work so that it won't leak.
So the very, very good ideology about decentralized, one perfect example that would be Bitcoin. No governments in the world can manage it. It's 100% decentralized to every common man across the planet.
Bitcoin is deemed property by the IRS, and most countries deem it as property, which makes it an asset, not a currency. And the strongest currency is the dollar, and the strongest asset is Bitcoin.
It's not what I want or you want, it's what the institutions want. Institutions that are just stepping in or considering getting involved in allocating to crypto want one thing, Bitcoin. We're not going to print $2 trillion worth of paper. That currency is going to be digital.
So here's stocks. The government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want to. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff, is I don't like the Fed.
Hello, I'm Dr. Asher Dan, Bitcoin Academy lead professor. I will teach you how to know exactly when to buy Bitcoin and what the Bitcoin and the other crypto are going to do in the coming months.
Biggest gathering of Bitcoin enthusiasts coming together to create an extraordinary movement.
The Global Bitcoin Festival in this October. And this is a gathering of industrial experts and enthusiastic, passionate Bitcoin community. It is a movement. This movement aims to update, to promote, to educate the adoption of Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to join this movement. Yeah, sign up for the link below for this movement, the Global Bitcoin Festival. And I'll see you there.